Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we are back with another video. So, if you're new, be sure to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. In this video, we're gonna talk about Jay-Z suffers a minor defeat in the courtroom, not a major one, but it's definitely a minor one that is significant. And I do support the judge denying this request because we've seen Jay-Z and, his people, Rock Nation, they have embarrassed, Tony Busbee. People say Jay-Z released Tony Busbee's drunk drive photo. No, his mugshot, I should say that is no. He wasn't the one that released that. That was on YouTube and in a few articles before this, legal saga. He could have brought it up again, to make it easier to find, but he wasn't the one who released it. It was on social media long before this legal issue, as I've shared photographs with you guys in a previous video as evidence. So it wasn't Jay-Z. But what we can tell is that, as I've explained to you guys, we can see Jay-Z's high manipulative tactics. Remember that he wrecked Tony Busbee's home, saying that you were cheating on your wife. You had a client who you fraternized with, and you should not be fraternizing with your client. And not only did you fraternize with your client, you got past that line. You were dating your client, taking your client on trips across the states, and you abused her. Not only did you abuse her, you gave her a VD. So what is going on in your household? And that is a huge embarrassment in itself. So you know that Jay-Z has been playing major manipulative tactics, and Tony Busbee has exposed some of those tactics. And I said to you guys, I honestly believe Tony Busbee that Jay-Z is highly manipulative and is going around to people. I also believe that is how they found that, former client / mistress through police report, because the young lady says she has medical report, dental report, and she has filed a police report as well. And I believe that they're working with police to manipulate this entire thing so as to just humiliate, because that's what Jay-Z is doing. He's putting Tony Busbee on a humiliation ritual. Now, this time around, as it relates to the defeat that he's suffering legally, his legal team, Alex Spiro, that Alex Spiro spearheads Jay-Z's legal team. They're saying that they want to know who this, anonymous person is that is suing. And the judge is like, no, you're not going to know who this individual is. You and your team, you're doing too much. And if I could see that Jay-Z was doing too much, if I could tell that he was working with Houston police to pull every criminal background on Busbee, the court can literally see it as well. So the judge is saying, no, it's not going to happen. You're not getting this anonymous name. And I think the case is going to proceed forward. As I said to you guys, the VMA bandit having inconsistencies in her story is not going to affect her case. If anything was going to affect the case, it would have been Busbee himself in the manner in which he filed the case and the things that he brought forward in the case, and not standing by those. But let's get into this report so we can give you some more information, right? Now, the court document is there. There's also a report. I'm going to go into should we go into the report? Yes, let's go into the report. I'll include the, court document as well. But tell you what, I think I want to go into the court document. Now it says, since Carter's attorney first appeared in this case 17 days ago, he has submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to, impugn the character of plaintiff lawyer. Many of them, not many, but many of them, expounding on the purported urgency of this case, which is when he was asking them to throw the case, have it dismissed, the urgency to dismiss the case. Now they're saying, describing plaintiff's counsel as self-promoting and accusing him of extortion. which is true. You could see extortion in Tony Buzbee's letter based on what they have put forward. No, they're also saying requesting to be heard on an expedited basis and accusing plaintiff counsel of exploiting the legal process to generate media attention, asserting that plaintiff counsel seek only to benefit himself, now requesting the shortening of a deadline from 21 days to 1 day, describing plaintiff counsel as willing to blatantly violate the core ethical obligation of all attorneys and requesting a hearing on a motion the following day. So they're saying Carter's lawyers relentlessly filing off combative motions containing inflammatory language and I think this word is and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and is a tactic that is used to benefit his client. The court will not fast track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it. Moreover, although Carter attorney assails plaintiff lawyer as having a chronic inability to follow the rules, so they're talking about Busbee, Carter's counsel has failed to abide by this court clear rules under the court individual practices in civil cases and with limited exceptions. A pre-motion letter is required prior to the filing of any motion. Although Carter's attorney stated that he intended to file immediately a motion to strike the first amended complaint under rule, and they give the rule and the section which governs that. He did not give plaintiff the requisite 5 business days to respond. See individual practices. So they're telling you which section and which law governs that. Wait for the court to set a motion schedule, or state whether any exception to the court individual practice is applied. See, and it tells you what section again, number. This is unacceptable. Counsel is hereby advised that any further motion filed in violation of the court individual practices may be denied on that ground alone. So that's just one of the things they're pointing out. They're saying that Alex Spiro was just moving to file motions and he's not doing it in the proper manner. He's also filing like a motion to have the case dismissed within a day, and they're saying no, the procedure is within 5 business days. He's not putting forward the correct practice. He should have also submit a pre-motion letter, right? And he didn't do any of such. So as such, they're saying, listen, you have to, anything you're going to do, if you're going to file any further motions, you have to adhere by the practices of the court, or else it will be denied. So they're asking Alex Spiro to desist from doing so. Now, also, they're saying that Tony Busbee received a small victory in court. As we previously reported, jayz's legal team filed paperwork earlier this month for plaintiff to reveal her identity in the motion that was submitted less than 24 hours after the bombshell lawsuit dropped. Carter's legal team labeled the accusations as false, claiming they're just a part of an extortion scheme orchestrated by the attorney, right? So, which is Tony Buzbee. Now they're saying we all know this Texas lawyer has been known for filing a bunch of cases against Diddy and even threatening to bring more to the table. Now, according to the report, a judge is letting the plaintiff move forward without revealing her identity, at least for the time being, and the judge called out Alex Spiro tactics for what they are. Carter's lawyer relentless filing of combative motion containing inflammatory language and hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resource, and tactics unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it. So I don't blame the judge for, at the time, at this point, I should say, for not revealing her identity. I believe that if the case goes on, the identity will have to be revealed. And as you guys know, with that similar hearing that has to do with Sean Diddy Combs, the case after Casa Ventura, it was argued about the accuser's identity being revealed. And at first, they said it all depends on how the trial proceeds. So as the trial proceeds, then, after the first phase, they were like, yeah, the identity will be revealed in the court docs, but not publicly. And that did happen. So with this case, having jayz legal team requesting the identity of the accuser to be revealed, I would say definitely I am backing the court's decision to not reveal her identity at this point, because if we can see these high manipulative tactics from the distance that jayz has levied against Busbee, the things that he has done, the wrecking his home, I have to say it in that sense, because when you're going to make it public, that when you're going to go to lengths to find someone to say, this person was dating Tony Buzbee and he gave her VD, he abused her. Even though what Busbee did wasn't right and wrong is wrong, it doesn't mean that, oh, you know what? It's nothing. No, it is something. Abusing someone is something, and that is wrong. So I have to say that that is something I cannot support. And yes, I still stand by what I say. Tony Busbee is shady. Tony Busbee is a con man with a con plan. But I do support the court's decision to not reveal her identity, because only God knows what jayz and his Rot Nation team would do to this, accuser. Just looking at what they have done to Tony Busbee, only God knows what they would do to her. So I would have to say, the minor win for Tony Busbee is that the court is refusing to reveal her identity at this point. At this point, Alex Spiro's request cannot be upheld in court because he didn't follow the due process. So there's gonna be another legal rounds. There's gonna be some more filings because now they have to take the necessary and proper channel, get the necessary paperwork done, and do it the correct way. I don't know. Seems as though Alex Spiro has so many cases, he's overlooking things, or he might have people working with him that is overlooking things, but this is really, unlike his behavior. But let's see what happens going forward. And I do know that this case, jayz is not, he's not gonna have to settle on this case. He's gonna win the case overall, because if the public can see it, I mean, everyone else can see it. But I do hope that as time passes, jayz doesn't figure out the identity of this young lady, because if the news outlet knows the identity, I believe that it's going to be easy for them to get it. Not because they've asked the court nicely for her to reveal her identity. I do believe that in a matter of days, her identity will be released, and they're going to do it in such a calculated way wherein it doesn't seem as though it's coming from them, but her identity will be revealed. Even though the court is saying no, jayz and his team, they're dirty, and they're going to come up with something. They are going to strip this girl down. They're going to expose her, because that's the dirty game that jayz and his Rock Nation team plays. You see, this is why people are going to say, you know what, we can't wait for jayz to go down, because if he's doing this, publicly, what else is he doing behind the scenes? And you have to really call it for what it is, because if he's playing these dirty games out open, publicly, really, the question is, what is jayz doing behind the scenes, right? But I have to say, based on the lawsuit that was brought forward, I stand firm by this, and I stand firm with the people who has really good nose for sniffing out when a lawsuit is not real. And our attorney, our famous TikTok attorney, Miss Lauren, is one of those people. Also, Miss Candace Owens, she has a really, really good eye for these things. She predicted that nothing will become of the Tate brothers case, and the case has been returned to Romania for the third consecutive time, not enough evidence to prosecute, and she's saying, this lawsuit with Jay-Z and the VMA Bandit, it really doesn't pass the sniff test. So I'm going to stand firm because, without even hearing those two, I could have tell with my own intuition that no, it's not adding up. At one point I was saying, but then the more I go through the details, the more I realize, no, it's not holding. It's not. And no matter how you twist it, 2000, 2003, it's not holding. And I'm not the person who believes that, yeah, hanging him on a stake, it's Jay-Z. I don't care if he's guilty on this one. No, I believe in justice. You see that scale that says balance? I believe in it like none other. I don't have to, like Jay-Z to say that he's innocent on this allegation because you guys know I've been telling the internet for years that I let me say, I suspect there's absolutely no evidence to prove this. This is a conspiracy theory. But I find it very weird that Ye ended up in a conservatorship 3 days after calling out Jay-Z because Jay-Z was playing mind games with Ye, using Ye, not wanting to give Ye his money. And when Ye called out Jay-Z and Hillary Clinton, he was institutionalized 3 days after. And then after he did that, wanted to go DEFCON, I could have read and realized there was a connection with Ye getting sued. Every time Ye gets sued, we could see something major unfolding for Jay-Z and Beyonce 7 or 8 days after. And I realized that a few people are catching up on it. And I said a group of people are behind the lawsuits that Ye is getting hit with. And I suspect Jay-Z may or may not be one of those people. And I see more people in my comment section talking about it. So people are catching up. And guys, that we're your supporters. But I believe in the due course of justice. I believe in justice. I believe justice needs to prevail on everyone's side. If he's not guilty of the crime, he should not pay anyone a red cent, because if you are going to step forward to say someone did something to you that they didn't do to you, you are a criminal just the same like the person you're pointing fingers at. And that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. So let me know your thoughts. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, share, stay safe, and see you guys in the comment section. Peace.